Now, the war in Ukraine and other mounting global issues top the agenda for 150 heads of state and government attending the UN General Assembly in New York. Our Kim Hyo-sun gives a recap of some of the remarks made by world leaders on the first day of 77th session.
In a wide-ranging address to the UN General Assembly, the UN chief reiterated the need for developed countries to impose an extra tax on the profits of fossil fuel firms. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres added Tuesday that the funds should then be directed to countries affected by climate change, as well as households struggling with the cost of living crisis. He also warned that the world is in, quote, great peril and paralyzed. He explained that countries were not ready or willing to tackle the major challenges that threaten the future of humanity and the fate of the planet. However, the UN chief did highlight that there is hope, calling for cooperation and dialogue among countries. Among mounting challenges facing the world, the war in Ukraine looks like dominating this week's UN General Assembly meeting, which has global leaders gathered in person for the first time since the COVID-19 pandemic. Leaders, including French President Emmanuel Macron, slammed Russia, saying that since its invasion of Ukraine, the world has returned to the age of imperialism and colonialism. As Western powers are hoping to use the gathering to convince neutral states to apply more pressure on Moscow, Macron also urged fence-sitters to wake up.
I know that there are countries here that have chosen a form of neutrality in relation to this war, but I want to tell you with honesty today, those who think they are aligned are wrong. They are making a historic error.
The president of Brazil called for an immediate ceasefire in Ukraine. He stressed that a solution can only be reached through dialogue rather than unilateral sanctions against Russia.
The solution to the conflict in Ukraine will only be achieved through negotiation and dialogue. I make a plea to the parties as well as to the entire international community. Let us not miss any opportunity to end the conflict and ensure peace.
The Turkish leader called for a diplomatic solution that gives Russia and Ukraine a, quote, dignified way out of the crisis sparked by Moscow's invasion. He called on the international community to find a reasonably practical diplomatic solution to end the war, adding that his country will continue to increase its efforts to that end. Kim Hyo-sun, Arirang News.